beauty is not only the appearance, and sometimes appearance is not on the top of the list. It comes within you, and we can see beautiful people not necessarily would be all kind of by our standards beautiful on the outside. So it's how person feels within themselves, how you feel by yourself.
Welcome to the Beauty Talk podcast, where we feature how the best medical practitioners help their patients to look better, younger, and healthier. Now, enjoy the show, and here's your host.
Daniel Gao here. I'm the host of Beauty Talk, where we feature the top medical practitioners in health and beauty, both inside and out. I have Marina Ivanovsky, advanced practice nurse practitioner, board certified in family medicine and lifestyle medicine. She's also experienced in aesthetic medicine, sexual wellness, and hormone replacement therapy. She's also the owner of Marina Lifestyle Medicine. So Marina, welcome and glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Yes, Marina, let's start at the very top. How did you first get interested in the medical field?
Oh, I guess it comes from a very early childhood. Always wanted to be a doctor, actually. But it happened to be that I went to a pharmacy school in Russia. I didn't finish, had 4 years of pharmacy school. Then we came to United States. And at that time, my husband was already a physician from Russia. So he finished all the needed steps in medicine here. And for me, it was like the way to do nurse practitioner, as close as I could get to a physician.
Okay.
So I'm in the field that I am. So this is my dream field. I do what I like to do.
Okay. And so when you became a nurse practitioner, were you already interested in aesthetics, or did you kind of start somewhere else and then transition to aesthetics?
No, I became a family nurse practitioner. Actually, I like the medical aspect of that and practiced for about 10 or even longer nurse practice as a family nurse. And then opportunity came. We did a little bit aesthetics at the family practice, and there was another opportunity to be with the some plastic surgeon that I could do. So I didn't want to give up family practice. So I said, okay, I'll do part-time family practice, part-time aesthetic medicine, because that's opportunity like rarely comes. And so I went to interview to very prominent plastic surgeon here in Little Rock. And so she hired me and I was doing both. So I didn't want to give up family practice because there's so much knowledge and you're keeping up with that knowledge. So if you kind of abandon that field, it's hard to come back because you lose the kind of knowledge that you had. So for a while I practiced that. Then I became interested in something lifestyle medicine that lifestyle medicine is more like on longevity side, and I got board certified in that. And at the end, I decided to combine kind of family practice, longevity medicine, lifestyle medicine, and aesthetics kind of fell together in that kind of one field that I practice right now.
Okay. And what led you to decide to start your own practice? I mean, why not just keep working for those other practices like you were in the past?
Right. Yeah. For a while, I was talking and kind of to myself and say, like, never gonna open my own practice. Like just being working, and I had really good bosses. I had really good practices and experiences with them. But something that I wanted to do and have my own vision, where I could combine, like I said, lifestyle medicine and hormone replacement and aesthetics together, that was not a place to be. Because either in plastic surgery, you were concentrated on aesthetics. In family practice, you were concentrated on the disease and disorders, but there wasn't a place where it's all could combine together. So that kind of led me to be, let's have that space where we can combine and approach it from all the directions, but at the end, it's health,
Yeah.
Even aesthetic medicine is health, even sexual wellness is health. So it's all together.
Okay. Now, when it comes to the treatments, now you have this your practice. I want to go over into some of the treatments, but I think all your treatments kind of underpin the how do you keep your face youthful as you age? So, what is your general, I guess, philosophy about how you go about doing that, like keeping people looking and feeling young?
I mean, it's a very loaded question. Yeah, so if we'll need days to if we approach it. But kind of beauty is the beauty within, right? We need to start thinking about our lifestyle, how it influences our appearances. Let's say if we're not happy, if we're depressed, it shows up in our on our face. Even there was a study, there was people who were depressed, they had very deep vertical, we call them 11 lines here. And when they gave them Botox to relax those lines in the study, their depression lightened up
Interesting.
because they were not making those movements. So it all came back to the like a feedback loop, like when you don't see yourself kind of frowning, it's like, or maybe your mood is improved. It has to do with the neurotransmitters and some hormones. So sleep, hydration, nutrition, happiness, it's all comes and it shows up in our face. And sun exposure, we call those all the factors, like sometimes environmental factors they call, and what we eat also. So there is a process called glycation. If we eat some food that raises our blood sugar constantly, I'm not saying just one time, two times, if it's constant, it's through the life. You can even see it in the skin, like deep lines, people who exposed to the smoke, to nicotine, you see it on the faces. You see hormonal changes, like you can tell if the person is on hormone replacement therapy. You can see it in their faces, or if they're deprived of the hormones.
Okay.
So that's why we approach the beauty within all of those aspects. We respect lifestyle, we respect sleep, stressful kind of events, nutrition, we respect ingredients in the skincare, we respect, lots of things.
Okay. So it sounds like your approach is very holistic. You're looking at all the pieces, not just one piece.
Yeah, actually in my name we put it like marine lifestyle medicine and holistic aesthetics.
Okay. So when people come to you, what would you say is the most common treatment that your patients come to you for?
It varies since we kind of specialize in those lots of areas. So for aesthetics, we do probably laser resurfacing is our number one. And then Botox, which is muscle relaxant, is another one, and fillers. So this is on the aesthetic side. And then on the side where weight loss is very popular right now, and we approach it a little bit different than the lots of other clinics. We do see patients weekly. We consult them. We provide them with a plan their habits, because if they don't change their habits, no matter how much medicine they can take, they still can go back to their kind of old bad habits and they will gain all that weight back. So we approach from the standpoint in a kind of a long-term approach. So that one, hormone replacement therapy and sexual wellness, it's kind of, we've been doing it for the shortest time there, but that's picking up, and because it's all interrelated.
Yeah. Yeah.
All the health, yeah.
With the weight loss, I want to dive a little bit deeper into that one because I think when people hear about weight loss, especially when it comes to the medical side, the GLP-1s, I think is kind of the first thing that comes to people's mind. So what is your thought kind of on GLP-1s? Are they applicable for anybody? Is it really just me for specific people? Or is it kind of like that, almost like the cure all drug?
Right. So I never been a person who just goes with the trend or like first new thing jumps on it. So I always kind of look, see how it is, but it's all individual. It's what we do, individual approach. So you kind of take history, medical history, and, social history, nutritional history, and see where the person is. In general, they're very helpful. They're very safe. We've been using them in like medicine, like for diabetes, type 2 diabetes, since 2015. They've been out on the market. So they're not new to the market and to the kind of as a medicine, but for weight loss, it's just very recent, and that's why it's more available, to people who want to lose weight. There's individual, you have to, like anything, you approach it individually. There's a big, we have lots of research in it on inflammation, that it's decreases inflammation also in the body. It's maintaining your metabolic health, which is I'm big on, which from studies we know that your metabolic health affects your heart health, affects your brain health, affects your gut health. So if we can help and stabilize metabolically, we can kind of prevent lots of chronic diseases on that. We even our clinic, we use continuous glucose monitor on people, on healthy people. So it's a little device that like I myself use it on and off like for 4 years. And it's interesting what data you can get from that because it records it every 5 minutes. So it's not just like a prick for you to your finger and you can see your blood glucose level from that one time, or your A1C, which gives you the average of 3 months. It's like a lab test. But this one, in real life, you can say, okay, you ate that pasta, and how is that pasta in 5 minutes and 15 and 30 and an hour, and how fast your body reacts to it. So it could be for very healthy individuals. You get that inside information that you didn't know about, and you kind of can see a little bit in the future how you metabolize carbohydrates. So that's on the side of inflammation, yeah.
Okay, so when you're using these GLP-1s, I know some people have kind of looked into, well, if you're losing weight, but you can also be losing muscle mass, which is going to be detrimental to you. So is that true? Like you do lose muscle mass, or like is that just kind of only in very specific situations? Like, how do you address that?
Yeah, so in a clinic, we have a little weight machine that also records fat percentage, water mass percentage, your muscle mass, metabolic age, and visceral fat percentage. So every single visit, like every week, we get people on the scale there who are on a weight loss. And so we record it like baseline when they come in, and then after the week, every weekly. So we are really paying attention to the muscle mass, like you said. What happens is people start eating less calories and sometimes less nutrition in general, because they're like, oh, we can eat less. And so they're not looking that whatever they're eating less, that will have a good amount of the nutrition, like a protein, certain carbohydrates and fats. So, and they start losing muscle if they're not exercising. So all our patients are trained to, they're like, what is my muscle mass today? Even if they lost weight, but they lost mass, that's all the muscle loss there. So it's not a successful week for us. They need to lose weight, lose fat percentage, and gain muscle or maintain the muscle. We know you're always gonna lose some muscle mass if you lose weight, but the ratio should be for every for every 4 or 3 pounds of body weight, you should not lose more than 1 pound of muscle.
Okay.
So we go by that ratio.
Got it. Okay. And I know kind of in the earlier days when with like Ozempic and all that, there was the talk about the Ozempic face, that when you take it, you kind of have this like hollowed out look. Is that a concern people should have, or is that just kind of, it happens in only a few people, but it just got popularized that, oh, if you take this, then you're going to be hollowed out?
We like all the labels, and I think all those labels, it's all good marketing. If we say Ozempic face or this, that, if we had weight loss before, people lost weight, people lost mass in their face. It's gonna happen. We have fat in our faces, and so that shrinks, and then we have the muscles and everything. So with any significant weight loss, you're gonna have volume loss in your face.
Mhm.
If you have a slow and progressive, it depends on your age. Younger people are bounced, and it's with everything is going to be on your body, your stomach, your thighs, your arms. The younger you are, the better collagen and elastin, and the better kind of your skin is. The older you are, you have less potential to create collagen and bounce back, so you will have that kind of volume loss in the face.
Mhm.
So but I there was studies, I think they did that, where I read somewhere like on the volume percentage and all of it. I personally don't think it's like Ozempic or tirzepatide or this or that. I think it's just the weight loss
Yeah.
phase of the weight
Okay.
loss.
So it doesn't matter which modality, it's your face is going to get skinnier.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now, what would you say? Because I think these are the common myths that people most often hear or believe. What are some other myths or misconceptions that you hear from your clients and your patients about this treatment?
Which one? The weight
The weight
loss?
loss, yeah, generally the weight loss.
Generally, weight loss, the misconceptions. Oh, that they can eat badly and they don't have to pay attention to the lifestyle, and that they can just take a shot. They don't have to exercise. But I had this is the biggest kind of proud, kind of makes me proud. Lots of people who came in to us, and they for the weight loss, and they never exercised, or they've been afraid going to the gym. There's for certain reasons, or they never even stepped into the gym, and then we encourage them, and we kind of ask them, and we keep them accountable. So they starting exercising, they now doing like whatever 100 classes challenge, or they got a private trainer there, or they start taking dance classes. This is like the success for me. Not the pound how much they lost, but that's changing lifestyle that will keep adding on later for the future for prevention of the chronic diseases.
Okay, that's good to know. Now, Marina, let's say that somebody is looking to get some type of treatment done, whether it's weight loss, whether it's hormone replacement therapy, or an aesthetic treatment. But let's say they don't know which provider, which practice to go to. What advice would you give to this person as they're doing their search so that they can find someone that's trustworthy, that's knowledgeable, and can get them the results they're looking for?
Yeah. So it's always, there's plenty of providers, there's plenty of clinics all around, depending on the area, but you can turn around and will have several. So I myself like to do lots of research. So I won't even go to a restaurant that I haven't read the reviews. So I would go read the reviews, but I also would schedule an interview or like an initial consultation, because you have to vibe with the provider, that you're on the same page. Some people like in-depth information. They like to hear all what side effects and kind of what could happen and what's the process is. They like the long visits. Some people just won't give me the short version. I want to come in and out. So, and that's how you choose the providers also. Like some provider, like I like to have a long conversation and explain. And someone who is looking to go in and out, I can do that too. But in general, I am pleased when I've been asked questions about the treatment and this. So that means the person is invested, involved. And then also, I think it's important to know that since this is the area that not everybody has the expertise in, it's very easy to say like, oh, we have a laser. Oh, we also have a laser. But people don't know what kind of lasers are there. You could have, it's like cars. You can have a laser that does minimalistic thing and very not sophisticated machine, and then you have a laser that's up here and costs like a house, and it's it's very sophisticated machine. But you can kind of, if you're not doing your research and knowing what kind of exactly laser, this is just a small example, you're looking for, you have to do your research, you have to do kind of your you be a little bit of knowledgeable in it. And we get all kind of different people,
Yeah.
people who have been researching came for us. Like I always ask how they found us. Lots of we get from Google reviews. And I'm like, I'm not even like, I'm not paying for my,
Yeah.
to be on the first page, but
Yeah.
we have good Google reviews. And I'm like, what did you Google? Because that's interesting how
Yeah.
to,
Yeah. No, that's good. That's
yeah.
good. Now, Marina, what would you like when it comes to how you treat your patients, like your patient care, your client care? What role do you believe creativity plays in your approach? Because I think when people think about medicine, creativity is not the first word that comes to mind. But what role do you believe that plays?
Yeah, well, actually, I have to disagree with you. They said medicine is an art.
Mm,
It's not exact science. So
mhm,
even in medicine, there is an art to it because there's so many variations. You can kind of, there's one medication, there is another medication, there is counseling, there is like cognitive therapy, there's all of this on that, but also the approach. Like we all have our different backgrounds and how we are kind of we like to be treated and how we like to be. Somebody wants a bold diagnosis and to do this to be told what to do, and someone wants option and they will choose the option,
mhm,
so this is kind of individually kind of approach has to be approached
mhm.
to everyone. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Marina, I'll talk about your practice for a moment. You have a new facility that you have. So, can you talk a little bit more about your new facility?
Yeah, my new facility is being built.
Hmm.
So they're saying it's going to be done by the end of this year.
Hmm.
So we have about 10,000 square feet, which I know, very large. Now, when they put the walls, it doesn't look as big
Yeah.
anymore. But yeah, so we'll have more space now and more space how like we design it,
Hmm.
how we want it. We have things like, for example, right now, I have my patients who are waiting for the treatment, and the patients who are done with the treatment, they meet in the waiting room so they can see. But in the new facility, we can have the exit. If you don't want to see anyone after the treatment, like let's say you had a laser that your face is red, or if you had a filler that your face has bruises on, you can just escape through the door, specialized door, and not to see, just get to your car.
Hmm.
So in that new facility, we also have a space. This is my dream. So I wanted to create a space like for people for communities. So if we need education, like every community, everybody, the more education we get in any areas, the better. So I
Hmm.
feel like there's space that we're lacking spaces to educate. Like lots of people get their education from the TikTok and
Hmm.
Instagrams, which is sometimes very good, sometimes not so good. But so we created in that space that we're building some area where we can bring and do some seminars. Like I'm focusing on perimenopausal, menopausal women, on sexual wellness. So we'll kind of things that maybe they're afraid to ask their practitioners, because that little space is a little bit, right now it's a little bit more uh, kind of getting more attention. But in the past, like your OBGYN didn't want to deal with that sexual wellness. They just did your pap smears and like surgeries and this. And then your primary care is not equipped to do it. Nobody wants to talk about it. So that will be an educational kind of space for the seminars, for some gathering, for maybe even like a book club, something educating women around Little Rock or around Arkansas
That sounds awesome. It's gonna be
about everything.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's gonna be an amazing facility once it's done.
It's an interesting, it's very contemporary. We pay lots of attention to the details, and
Mhm.
all little details kind of we thought through. I'm
Yeah.
sure there's lots more,
Oh,
but
yeah. Well, I think it's gonna be awesome by the time it comes into reality. Okay. Well, Marina,
yes.
I'm sure that throughout your experience, you've had some memorable cases or challenging cases you've worked on. Is there maybe one story that you can share of just one of those cases and how you were able to get them a successful outcome in the end?
I guess challenges are just in general, we'll talk to you. I think challenges come from different aspects. There's challenges cases as the case in like something resistant to treat. Like if you have some, I don't know, pigmentations or something, that's like a challenge in how you approach it. And then you have to be very well educated on the issue that you taking on an approach, which is lots of times you can say, well, this is beyond our expertise. Maybe so and so has a better equipment, or so and so can help you. Lots of times, not a lot of times, but a lot of kind of examples. Some people will come and will want to have a filler, but they may be beyond something that we can help them with, and we'll advise like this. It's well, surgery is your option probably. You can look into that. So as far as the challenging cases, I can just, one case comes to mind. It's actually happened yesterday. I had a phone call from a client, patient, and I'm known in like more holistic approach. And so she's saying, I have a shortness of breath. It's hard for me to breathe. And I called you because you are kind of can approach it holistically. And I'm thinking maybe I'm dehydrated. Maybe I'm dehydrated on the cellular level. And so she gives me all that rationale why she is short of breath. I'm healthy, I feel good, I'm this and that. And so lots of times, so what I told her is we have to, in situations like that, when it's like shortness of breath, you have allergies, it's one thing, but we have to think about what is the threat to life. Like, and could be blood clots, could be lots of other things, asthmatic attacks, spasms, and all. We have to think about that. And if we rule out all of those things that are threatening to life, then we can think something else. But there's people who fixate that they can treat everything holistically, or they can treat everything with I don't know, aloe or something else. Has to be a rational approach to things, or they denying all the medication. So I sent her to urgent care. I said, let's go, let's check your pulse oximetry, see how much oxygen you're taking in. Is that really true? Short of breath, they can do a couple tests to make sure it's not a blood clot that you're dealing with. And then they can do listen to your lungs and everything. But her first thing was, I want to treat it holistically. So there's this challenge presents on the side that people are in different camps sometimes, and they think every disease, every kind of can be treated holistic. I don't want to use the word holistically, but can be kind of, it could be something else. And I told you
naturally.
Yeah, dehydration, like she was thinking dehydration on a cellular level. That was her little words there. I'm like, you're not having diarrhea, you're not you're not having vomiting at the same time. It's not that acutely you could be dehydrated, and you would have been feeling really weak, because she was telling me doesn't feel weak, this or that. So when you don't have medical background and you're trying to treat yourself in a way, so that's not always a good thing.
Okay, so go talk to a professional.
Right, and trust. So that's also, and she trusted me kind of in a way that she's called me the very first thing, even though I'm not her family practice or anything, but I hope she trusted me. I told her to text me what this ended up, but I think she did go to the urgent care.
Okay. Now, Marina, where do you think the future of aesthetics is going?
Oh my God, there is a future for sure. So it's getting younger. The population that we see is getting much younger. That's where education needs to be. I mean, I love that the young people are interested in how to take care of themselves, how to protect from the sun damage, from, how to protect their skin, or how to take care of their skin and all of that. And then aesthetic treatments becomes younger too. You heard about the baby Botox, microdosing Botox, but we just have to be rational, and have to have providers who would be honest and who would educate the patients when there is time and then it's too early to do things. So I'm not opposed to treating younger population when there is a need for that.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So the need, and we have to approach it and what it gonna do to them, and then we have to think about the long-term effects of it. So I'm in general in a more conservative side, as far less is more in the face, and I would tell people like, no, your lips are full, you don't need to do your lips, but maybe what I think, like you need something else here and there, and they usually listen. And people do come to me for this, that they know, like, we know you're not gonna overdo, we know you'll tell us honestly to do so. That then we have lots of new technologies coming up on the aesthetic side that it's being kind of developed, like in the progress, like some treatments as far as the laser and RF microneedling and ultrasounds, then lots of red lights and kind of on technological sides, there's advances happening. And then we have a skincare that is utilizing stem cells, utilizing peptides. And again, all those buzzwords, and you have to look at the ingredients, have to educate the public. Like I show my patients like a couple skincare examples with the ingredient list, and I tell them first 3 to 5 ingredients, this is what you get in there. And if your front mentions stem cells, but on your ingredient list, the stem cells are very last one, like 100th, there is no stem cells in your skincare. So you have to see what's on you have to be educated how to read the label.
So I have one last question for you, but before I ask it, I do want to point people to your website at marinalifestylemedicine.com. Now,
right.
Last question for you, Marina. What does beauty mean to you?
Oh, that's an interesting, good question. Well, traditionally, we think beauty is the appearance, right? But actually, on my way, either a website or I don't remember, maybe Instagram or Facebook, it's or my tagline, revealing the beauty within. That's my tagline for my logo for that. So to me, of course, the beauty in the eye of the beholder, but to me, beauty is not only the appearance, and sometimes appearance is not on the top of the list. It comes within you, and we can see beautiful people. Not necessarily would be all kind of by our standards beautiful on the outside. So it's how person feels within themselves, how you feel by yourself, than how you present to other people. If you're content and if you feel good being with yourself, then that's how people see you. So it's your general look, but it's also your demeanor, your kind of reaction to things. That's the energy that you produce. Also, that how you are with people. It's what values you have. I think that's all consists of the beauty of the person. In general, I love people. I love talking to people. I believe that everybody has a story. Sometimes you meet someone and you kind of like exchange a couple of questions, but then there's deeper. There's like always a story within the person. So we all are beautiful, I think.
Well said. Okay, well, there you have it. Marina sharing your expertise. So Marina, where can people contact you in your practice?
Well, the website is one that you can send the email there. Then we have even information how to schedule an appointment on the website. We also, a phone number is 501-204-3111. And Instagram, say Marina Lifestyle Medicine, and Facebook, Marina Lifestyle Medicine.
Awesome. Well, Marina, this is great. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for sharing your expertise, and thank you for sharing your message.
Well, thank you for having me.
Thanks for listening to the Beauty Talk podcast. Any questions, please contact the practice directly with the contact information provided during the show. We'll see you again next time. Bye for now.